This building is the historic Greensboro Presbyterian Church with Reverend John Alexander as the current pastor. Now, just to give some background of Greensboro Presbyterian Church, it was organized in 1823 by Reverend James Hillhouse of South Carolina with Patrick Norris and William Hillhouse, veterans of American Revolution, as founding elders. Original structure was replaced by a brick building in 1841 under pastorate of Reverend Thomas Sydenham Witherspoon, and the present building was erected in 1859 when Reverend J.C. Mitchell was pastor. The old slave gallery may still be seen. So there goes that stained glass and the historic cupola at the top and the steeple right here at Greensboro Presbyterian Church. Let's go. Good afternoon, good people. This is P9 with another vlog, and I am here in the city of Greensboro, Alabama, here in the Alabama Black Belt, the seat of Hale County. Greensboro was a city that was ceded to the U.S. government in 1816 and originally occupied by the Choctaw Nation. As you can see right here, the Hale County Courthouse, built 1907. With that distinctive yellow brick. And of course you have the Confederate statue right there, and the Hale County Veterans Memorial over there, and the Ionic columns, and the veterans and American Legion veterans listed of Hale County. So beautiful courthouse right there. And there goes the Baptist church over on the corner. Now, after it was ceded to the government by the Choctaw Nation in 1816 by way of the Treaty of St. Stephen's, the Russell family was the first homesteaders in the area when they came over here. And in 1819, they moved to the present site, and it became New Troy. So before Greensboro, it was New Troy. It wasn't until 4 years later in 1923 that the city became Greensboro. And as you can see, this is a city hall. So a lot of the Greek revival type architecture. And this is right outside of Hale County Library. You have Carolyn's Court, a courtyard dedicated to Carolyn Hemstreet, who was a library director from 94 to 2021. So they dedicated this garden club, the Greensboro Garden Club, and the Friends of Hale County Library. So beautiful courtyard that sits on the side of this library, which is the Hale County Library. So I like the two-story building right there. The balcony sits next to a drugstore. Now what occupies this building looks like on that balcony, it looks like perhaps some type of apartment, and the apartment unit, and at the bottom is a Ron Thai restaurant, or Ron Thai, so a Thai restaurant. And that green building, the green and white, is a drugstore. And you have AHB accessories right here. Hale County Barbershop. So far, see a little bit of economic activity going on here in downtown Greensboro. This is actually the first city that I vlogged in named Greensboro. So this is my first Greensboro that I vlogged in. Still have yet to go to North Carolina's Greensboro, but that's coming. Now you see how the economy is sustained today here in Greensboro. A lot of mom and pop shops, antique shop, as you see right here. We got Project Horseshoe Farm over there. Got the awnings, the classic awnings. You got the green and white awnings right here for the Greensboro Antique Shop. So this is how the economy is sustained in modern times. But historically, the economy of Greensboro centered on agriculture, in particular, cotton production. So this was up until the Civil War, when the economy shifted to more livestock and other cash crops. So of course, being that Greensboro is in a rural part of Alabama called the Black Belt, there's a lot of agricultural production. And again, during pre-Civil War days, it was cotton primarily as the crop that was being produced here in Greensboro. And it's cool. They even have an information center or information directory, so to speak. They have a map right here that shows Main Street Historic District, which is where we're located. Don't mind if I do. It's free, and a keepsake, a memento of my visit to Greensboro. And let's check this out over here. Now this is a cool mural. This looks like a tree full of grapes and vines that stands in an arrangement of flowers. And it looks like this is old historic Greensboro, as you see with the buildings with the wrought iron porches. It's a really nice mural symbolizing Greensboro's history. Whoever did this mural did a great job. I don't see a name attached to it, but it's a really nice mural nevertheless. Sits right at the side of this Engel Gallery LLC. And I guess it gives some information on the owners, Bethany Wyndham Engel, who attended Stevens College and University of Alabama, where she obtained a bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree. And also you have Eve Engel, who studied art history and studio art in college before obtaining a Bachelor of Fine Art in Theater and Dance and from the University of Alabama in 1981. So it looks like the Engels are the proprietors of this store right here. So that's cool. Family owned business right there. Go ahead and cross over here. Let me go capture this mural real quick. Just looks like some cats fishing for catfish. Now, catfish is also a staple here in the Black Belt, especially given that the Black Belt is not too far from Mississippi, geographically speaking. So this is where a lot of the catfish emerge. We know catfish is a staple in Mississippi. It's definitely a staple also in West Alabama. And look at the colorful houses right here, made out of wood. Very creative artwork right here. Again, don't see a name on there. Let me see if I can see if there's a name over here. There might be a name over at the bottom right-hand corner. That's usually where they're located. Nope, don't see a name there either. I would have definitely put my name on something dope like this. I'm gonna let it be known. If P9 did this, I would have put P9. P9 travel vlogs or Pierce, one of the two. Pierce P9 something. But yeah, I'm gonna come over here at this abandoned structure. I'm not sure what this used to be. It's a pretty big, like courtyard, so to speak. I wonder what used to occupy this. You have this big arch right there. Could have possibly been a mechanic's garage or something. Wow, has some type of drawing. Looks like a rhino or something. A rhino's face. Yeah. Let's continue, shall we? Down Main Street, Greensboro. Let's get back to the main drag. And like I said, when you come to these small cities and small towns, you can't help but be entranced by the charm, the charm of these towns, especially the southern charm in the southern cities, you know. The small town atmosphere. Definitely an authentic experience. So you come across the Unique Cuts Barbershop right here. Okay. They got a flower and gifts boutique across the street, along with Spiller Furniture. Now it looks like Spiller Furniture had a clearance sale about a couple months ago when they closed down. So they closed Spiller Furniture back on May 2nd. So just 2 months ago, this store closed. Wow. Wonder how long it's been there. Yeah, some of these places, a lot of these places, if you ever notice, a lot of these businesses close down, and these long-time businesses close down in these downtown areas, you know. And I think a lot of that comes from population decline. When you don't have a support base, that does lead to a decline in business. As you can see right here, you have a Hall's dry good furniture, appliance and electronic. Now this still an operational business. They're only open limited hours on Thursdays. They close down at 11:30. But this is Hall's dry goods furniture, appliance and electronic store. And that's the storefront right here, City Hardware Company. And they also have a Sakura Hibachi sushi restaurant across the street. They're actually open. So they have a sushi spot across the street. That's pretty cool. And you know, I like these murals that welcome in the visitors. This is Greetings from Historic Greensboro, Alabama. Established in 1823, so just a few years ago. Greensboro celebrated its bicentennial as indicated with the 200 right there. And it's on the side of the City Hardware Company building. Really nice. It has the catfish, of course, as we pointed out on the last mural. They have the top of the courthouse. And they have the bird right there, which looks like there's some white flowers. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me go ahead and cross the street over here. Cross right here real quick. Again, there goes that Hibachi sushi restaurant, which just opened 4 years ago, by the way, established in 2022. There it is right there. And let me go ahead and continue. Yeah, the Songwriters, Highway 80 Songwriters Festival, Demopolis Civic Center, 7 to 10 o'clock. So that's this Saturday. So I think I did point that out when I visited Demopolis last Thursday. They even have Hale County Farmers Market every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. June through July. Fruits, vegetables, honey, bread, fresh food, flowers, and more. And that's the location, 1102 South Street in Greensboro. The Greensboro Farmers Market, established 2011. Neighbors Helping Neighbors, Hale County Hospital, established 1963. Okay. Then you have this one, Explore Greensboro, Greensboro written in cursive. Learn, build, shop, play, eat, and enjoy. Seems to be the motto of this small town. You got the highway sign. This is the junction of Alabama Highway 69 North and Alabama Highway 25 North. Goes First Methodist Church across the street. First Methodist. And you have Barnett Furniture Store right here. So the furniture store right down the street closed down, but you have Barnett Furniture still hanging tight. And that might have been another thing too. Sometime if you have two furniture stores, especially, you know, on one street, that's a lot of competition. Even though it's just two stores, that's still competition, stiff competition. And who knows? Swan Salon. The Barnett possibly could have put the other furniture store out of business. It's an abandoned store right here. And this is Cora's Cut and Curl. Now, during the Great Depression, I also want to point this out. Check this out. It's a nice, nicely designed shop. They have the American flag, so they're showing their patriotism. It's called Dottie Alley. Dottie Alley looks like a little clothing store. It's pretty nice. But what I was going to say is during the Great Depression era, Greensboro was the focal point of a documentation by playwright James Agee and photographer Walker Evans as they documented the effects the Great Depression had on sharecropper families in the area. So, you know, they came, you know, those individuals came here and documented the history of Greensboro and its effects that it's had, that the Great Depression had. As of course, the Great Depression definitely had a huge effect on the farms, as much as they did on major cities. And you have this, the Hale County Emergency EMA. Shouts out to the first responders, police department, the fire department, and the medical staff, the paramedics. Now, this building was built in 1937 during an era where a lot of federal buildings were being built for post office. It's the Greensboro, Alabama Post Office. Pretty cool, huh? The Stable Coffee Shop, Southern Coffee Pub. Oh, wow. I didn't even see this at first, the Stable. It's like a pretty nice little coffee shop right here in Greensboro. It's like all the people gather and enjoy the small town atmosphere. And this I also want to check this out right here. It's a Liberty Tree Legacy. So they have this Liberty tree, and this marker and Liberty tree commemorate the 250th anniversary of the signing of Independence Day, and said America's 250th birthday, July 4th, 2026, presented by the Alabama USA Sesquicentennial Commission, America 250. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. And then you got the string lights right here, you know. And over here, you have this seating area, string lights, of course. And they have a vault or a safe, a door to the safe. Wow. So if I put in a combination and open it, I can just get to the other side of the road. That's a pretty unique adage to a park, a safe door. Wow, okay. But yeah, that's cool that they planted this tree right here. They got this tree over here to celebrate America's 250. Nicholas Cobb's attorney at law. Okay. Check out these trinkets right here. You got this big old stop sign. You got these logs. You got this photo of a cow. The street sign that says Robert Road. A lot of cool little decorations, if you will. You got the scarecrow right here. They even have like a little newspaper article of Martin Luther King giving his I Have a Dream speech, or the March on Washington speech, that is. Main Street, and yeah, a lot of cool things right there. Hale County Historical Society. So I'm guessing this is the Hale County Historical Society. Has the banner America 250. So yeah. Pretty cool little setting. I definitely want to make sure I captured that. Y'all, I had to get this because I thought this was really hilarious. Men to the left because women are always right, and I know how it will end. One of my kids will unplug my life support to charge their phone. That's pretty cool. This is right outside this G's Flowers Gifts and Boutique shop. Just thought I'd, point that out. I'm over here at this family restaurant, which is closed now, but it's called the Mustang Family Restaurant. It's like a pretty nice restaurant to come chill at when it's open. But they have this nice, I guess what looks like a spray painting right here. It's called the Mustang with the red and blue. And it's by Dustin Penner. Dustin Penner did a bang up job on this, on the side of this restaurant. Again, it's called Mustang. Let me go across, make it across the street real quick. To this historical monument here in Greensboro. This is the Magnolia Grove, which you're about to see. This marker, which sits in this nice bed of flowers. Magnolia Grove is the birthplace and ancestral home of Richard Pearson Hobson, who was a Spanish-American war hero, and Admiral Hobson, as a naval officer, statesman, lecturer, and author, urged national preparedness, championed human welfare causes. Now, Alabama made this home a state shrine to Admiral Hobson in 1943, and this house was built in 1838 by Colonel Isaac Croom. So shout out to Richard Pearson Hobson, or Admiral Hobson. And this is actually the grounds of Magnolia Grove. And it's open for tours Friday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., but it's open daily. And you can see circa 1840. And see if we can get a little bit closer up on Magnolia Grove. It goes to 6 columns, as you can see. And when I was doing my research, I wasn't sure whether, when I was doing my research on before I came here to Greensboro, I wasn't sure Magnolia Grove's grounds would be open, but to my surprise, here it is. And I believe that's Mr. Hobson right there. Looks like an image of him. But yeah, this is a building built in 1840. This is a landmark right here in the Black Belt of Alabama. It's more than just a house museum. You will find indoor and outdoor exhibits that offer a variety of learning opportunities, interactive guided tours, and all type of good stuff. And it's an expansive yard right here, as you can see. Oh yeah. Some of those shutters on the side of the house are aged and looks like they're broken, some of them. But yeah, looks like a lot of the shutters are still pretty much intact, like, you know, nicely preserved. They're not open right now, but generally between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, this beautiful mansion is open for tours. And again, it's Magnolia Grove. Look at this porch. The rocking chairs, the green shutters, the 6 columns. And a lot of these style mansions are very particularly common, especially in the deep South. So definitely has that Southern charm vibe to it. But yeah, guys, Magnolia Grove, here we are. Come check it out if you're ever in town in the Black Belt. Now, this post office building was built again 1937. Louis A. Simon, supervisor architect, and Neil A. Mellick, supervising engineer. So they were the architects and the engineers, Simon and Mellick, at the time when a lot of these type of postal type of buildings were being built for post offices across America. James Farley was the postmaster general at the time. Let's continue down this way. Historic Cobb's Cottage. It's a nice little cottage, nice little building right here. So it's a larger porch right there. And there's a smaller porch where the office entry is. And we also have St. Paul's Episcopal Church, another historic church right here in Greensboro, Alabama. You kind of have a little candlelight shaped stained glass windows right here, and the circular one right here. And this looks like something like a monastery or something like medieval or something as far as those doors. Pretty cool doors though. You can see it kind of has another, so it's an interesting type of building. It looks kind of like it might be Gothic revival. It looks like it's giving Gothic revival architectural style. But it's St. Paul's Episcopal Church. And they have the church bell right here. It's cool that they have that right over there. And then go to this marker that's going to give us some historical background pertaining to the St. Paul's Episcopal Church. And boom, here we go. This parish, established in 1830, the third oldest in Alabama diocese. Church consecrated in 1843 by Leonidas Polk, Bishop of Louisiana, and later a Confederate general. Here is where Nicholas H. Cobbs was chosen for first bishop of Alabama in 1844. And here are a list of other individuals listed. Dr. Richard Meade, first vestryman. Dr. R.C. Randolph, Dr. R.W. Withers, J. Bell, J.B. Stickney, Dr. R. Inge, Frank Inge, William Murphy, and Colonel Samuel Pickens. So yeah, that's a little bit of historical background pertaining to St. Paul's Episcopal Church, where they have Sunday services at 10:30 a.m. And once again, you have this bell right here. And this bell was dedicated in the memory of the John Randolph family, members of the St. Paul's Parish, 1856 to 1968. And the bell was erected in 1972. So I'm pretty sure when you hear those loud church bells that you normally hear, I'm pretty sure it'll come from over here. That thing looks like it rings a mean bell. But yes, that brings us to the conclusion of this vlog right here in Greensboro, Alabama. I'd like to thank everybody for rocking with me on this vlog. If you made it this far, make sure you tap that like button. Also, when you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. And once you hit the bell, make sure you select all. That way you get notified every time I drop a new vlog. With that in mind, good people, thanks again for tapping in. See you guys on the next one. Peace.